How's it going, everybody, and welcome to a new tutorial series I'm going to be doing. We're going to be doing a Discrd.js Discord bot tutorial. This will be Discrd.js package version 12.2, I believe now. I'm going to try and make this series go by as fast as I can, try and get through the videos as fast as I can. This series will definitely get more advanced in the future, and this bot will be more advanced than most. So I want to consider this a beginner bot, but at the same time, we will be diving into much deeper concepts and making commands that require a lot more thought processing. But to start things simple, we're going to make our first episode on just getting our environment set up, starting up our bot, and getting our bot live. So as you can see, I'm in a projects directory right now, and I made a folder called tutorial bot. I'm going to go into that folder, and this is going to be our folder that our bot will be running in. All of our code is going to be in this folder. And from here, what we need to do is set up our environment. And your environment is a big role in how our bot works, because we are running our bot with, of course, the Discrd.js, and Discrd.js requires you to have npm. If you're unsure of this, npm is a node install. So I'm going to go actually to node download. So we use node, and node has a utility called npm, or the node package manager, and we use this to download packages such as Discrd.js. And so one of our first steps is we're going to want to download Node.js. So if you head over to nodejs.org/en/download, I will leave all these links in the description. That way it can hopefully be a little bit easier. You're going to come to this site and you're going to select whichever fits you best. You cannot use old versions of Node with the new Discrd.js-v12. So if you do by chance have an old version of Node, what you can do is open up command prompt, and you can type npm I, npm install, npm at latest, and this will update your Node. If you don't have Node already installed, this command will of course not work. So I'm going to let this install the latest version. But like I said, come to this site, download Node.js, and that is it for that. So once we have downloaded Node.js, what we're going to do is open up a new VSCode, and I already have opened it, but you can do open folder and then click on that tutorial bot we have opened. And when you open VSCode for the first time, if you're new to coding, you probably won't have a terminal down here, so I will get rid of it. So when you first open up your project, it should look like this. So you're going to want to open up a terminal. You can do that by doing Control tilde, or you can come up here to the terminal drop down and click New Terminal. I have two terminals, so I'm going to delete one. So our first thing we're going to want to do, this is the first thing with any node project you're going to work on, but we're going to type npm. Oh. Did it crash? All right, so I apologize for that. I don't know why my VS Code crashed, but I'm going to go back and open recent tutorial bot. So we have our terminal here again. Once again, if you don't have the terminal, Control tilde, that brings up the terminal. First thing we're going to type is npm space init. I want to briefly explain npm init. So we're initializing our node package manager, and basically initializing our the packages we're going to be using for this bot. So package name, you can change this to whatever you want. I believe it cannot include uppercase letters. So package name tutorial bot, that's what we named the folder. That's where that's getting that from. If you like this option that it's suggesting right here, so tutorial bot, as you can see, you can just click enter and go ahead and accept that. So version 1.0.0, once again, we can accept it, click enter. You can add a description if you would like. So this is a tutorial bot for ComicallyBad's YouTube series. So entry point, we are going to leave that as index.js. Test command, we're going to do node space index.js. Git repository. This is optional. If you have a Git repository, you can go ahead and add that now. That is something we'll get into later. For the moment, we are not going to include a Git repository, so I'll just go ahead and click enter, keywords, enter again, author. If you would like, you can put your name. So I'm going to put ComicallyBad. Excuse my terrible typing this morning. License. So this is something, it defaults to ISC. I actually, in the field, have never really seen this. If you do not have a license, most people will do MIT. So I'm going to go ahead and do MIT as my license. Does that look okay? Yeah, everything looks fine. We're going to click enter. So as you can see, that brought up our package.json file. So this package.json file has our name, version description, your main, and then our scripts. That's the big one. The script is test node space index.js. And then what's going to happen is we're going to install packages, and those packages are going to come down here towards the bottom of the list. And I'll show you what that looks like in a second, because we're going to get to installing some packages. So to start off, because we're making a Discord bot using Discrd.js, we might as well start with installing Discrd.js. So we can do npm I. You can do npm install. It's the same thing. npm I is just shorter. I will prefer that and probably use that throughout the series. But we're going to do npm I and then Discrd.js. And it's going to install Discrd.js. I made a mistake there and didn't do -- save. It's recommended. It's not a huge deal. We could do that for the next one because we are going to download npm I and then .env. So we'll do -- save now. It's not a huge deal if you miss out the -- save. But the reason why we're downloading these two packages just to start is, of course, we need Discrd.js to log in and make our bot go live, and then .env we're going to use for protection purposes. .env is commonly used if you have, or if we are pushing this code to a GitHub repository like I do. You do not want people to view your tokens, and that's something I'm going to highly stress during this tutorial series. You want to keep your tokens private. So to get things started, we're going to keep things super simple. Index.js is going to be our main file we start in. So to start off, we're going to require client from Discrd.js. However, because we will dive deeper in the future into, we're going to be diving into partials. I'm sorry if none of this makes sense to you. We will get there. So we'll do const and then these brackets, and we'll require client and collection. And then that's going to equal require, I always forget the E, require. And then that is from Discrd.js. One thing I wanted to note, if I go into my, I know a lot of people are going to ask, so if I go into my settings, if you type format, editor, save on format, I highly recommend you check this. I believe after you check this, you have to Control S to save it, or you can just close it. I'm not sure. I think you can just close the file after checking it. I always do a Control S, but I do recommend you use this format on save because you want to keep your code formatted as well. If you're curious, I'm using 16-point font with dark mono. And then if you head over here to our extensions, C++ and Code Runner, those are for another class I was in. So, and the VSCode PDF. Rainglow you can download Rainglow and then open up the Rainglow settings, and you can choose from a set of themes. I will have to look at what theme I'm using and put it in the description, but if you like my theme, that is how I do it. Set color theme. So I can look through and figure out which theme I'm using right now, but that's how you would set the theme. I know people are going to ask already, so I'm just going to get out of the way as soon as I can. Next, we're going to move on. So we just got the Discrd.js, so we got the client collection. Those are two things we're going to need. Next, since we installed the .env package, we're going to want to const, and then it's config. That's going to equal require .env. So this config, we need to change this by doing config, and then we'll do brackets inside. So, and then we're gonna set the path equal to __ dir name plus slash dot. We need quotes around this /env. Next, so we defined our .env file. Now we want to define our clients that we're actually going to be using for making our bot. So const, no, it's not brackets. Const client equals new client. And this is going to be a little different from other series. I will be following along pretty similarly to other series, and I will give credit where credit is due, but I am going to be making a lot of changes, and this is one of the big changes I will be making. We're going to be including partials. I will explain partials later, but partials is something that we will be requiring. And the partials that we will be requiring is message, all caps, channel, all caps, and reaction, all caps. So we want to require these partials because in case a message, like I said, is out of the cache, we are going to be fetching these. We're going to be fetching these messages by using partials. So once we have that, the next thing we want to do, I'm trying to see, we have this, that's. So for now, we're going to set a global.prefix. And we're going to set that equal to, and this can be whatever you want. I'm going to set it to just an equal sign for now. So this is going to be our prefix for our commands that we will be making. And then next, we're going to simply do a client.login, and then we're going to do process.env.token. So this should work, except we're missing one thing. We need a .env file. So as you can see here, we're doing a process.env.token. So we need a token variable. So we're going to add our token variable. And so what do we put here is a big question. We need to put in a token, of course, from Discord. And so what you're going to want to do is type in Discord developer portal and click on the first link. So you'll probably have to sign in, but you're going to be brought to this page. And as you can see here, I have my two other bots. This is my testing bot, ComicallyBad 2.0. It's just a testing bot for new features before I push them to my public live bot, ComicallyBad. So what we're going to do is create a new application, and be careful with your naming. You want a name that's unique, because if you have a name like test, I believe, it will say that that name is too common. So we're going to do Comically Testing Bot as our name. So once we are in this page, you can add a description. You can go through and you can look through some of this stuff, and you can change some things if you would like. If you want to change the name again, you can change that. If you want to set a description, you can set that. If you want to set an avatar, you can set that. The big thing we want to do is click on bot here. So build a bot, bring your app to life by adding a bot user. So we are going to click add bot. Yes, do it. And so this is now our bot. So the biggest thing here that we need is a token. As you can see in our .env file, we have a token, but we're missing it. So if we go back to, where is it? Yeah, here. If we go back to the site, so we have now created our bot, and this is our token. I'm going to click to reveal token, and I'm going to copy. You do not want to do this. You want to keep this token private, but I can regenerate this token, so don't try and use it afterwards. I'm going to regenerate it anyways, but you want this token so we can put it in our .env file. Once it's in here, do not show anyone this token. Do not allow anyone access to your .env file. And as well, just for now, I'm going to add a .gitignore and a .gitignore. So this is part of Git, and this will be something we can touch on later, but this will ignore tracked files. And so we definitely want to ignore .env and node_modules. And I think even, let's check. Yeah, we even want to ignore package-lock.json. So we'll add that as well, package-lock, package-lock.json. So we have our token in there, we have our packages installed, we have our script sets, and it's as simple as that. So this right now is the moment of truth. If we do a node space dot, you can do node space dot or node space index.js. We'll do node space index.js. Hopefully our bot should go online. And so I have not added an event, but if I check, so that's the other thing. We have not added the bot to our Discord. So what we will have to do, if we open up back into here, we want to go to OAuth 2, select bot, and then for now we're just going to give it administrator privileges. You normally would not want to do this in the future. You want to get the privileges that it actually needs or permissions it actually needs. But we will copy this link, paste it in a new tab, ComicallyBad testing. Would you like to add it? Yes, we're going to add it to, and then I use the server CB testing. It's going to have it administrator privileges, just like we said. Authorize. I'm not a robot. Verify. All right, cool. And I don't know if you heard that, but that sounded like good news. So mods log, oh, it's my other bot, but Comically testing bot has now joined. So this is something we'll get to later. I have join and leave features where it will create, and you can see it even says this is a feature we'll add way in the future, but warning, new user account created 3 minutes ago, 3 minutes 54 seconds ago. Geez, I can't even read. But the big thing is we see our bot is actually online. And so if we go back in here and Control C, that is how we will terminate that. It takes a minute, but eventually this bot will go offline. So what we can do for now is client.on, client.on, the event ready, client.on ready. I guess we can just do function. Sorry, I use a command handler, and we're gonna get into that later, but this is just for testing purposes so I can show you. So our client.onReady function is event, I should say. That is an event that's gonna fire when our bot has gone online and is ready. So we're gonna console.log. Oh, I already typed console.log. My mind is mush. We're gonna say comically testing bot is online, exclamation point. So now, once again, if we node index.js, ComicallyBad or Comically testing bot is online. And if you look, it is. For one more testing purpose, we'll do client.onMessage. And then I know this one is message. I'm sorry if I'm typing too fast. I will try and zoom in and freeze from time to time so you can see the code. But so we're basically saying client on the ready event, we're going to fire a function. I believe we might just be able to do this. And then arrow function. Yeah, we can do that. So on our ready event, we're console logging that our bot is online. And now what we're going to do is on a message event, let's just console.log message. So I'll show you guys what a full message looks like. So we're going to have to close it and reopen. Before I get into this, I'm not going to constantly be doing Control-C and then rerunning it. So something I want to get into before we get too far. This is something it's a personal preference I really enjoy, and I highly recommend everyone else uses it as well. But it is very common that we will be making live changes and saving them. And when this happens, if you're using node space index.js as our start command, these changes will not automatically be seen. So I'm going to show an example of that. So I'm going to save it like it is now. And let's start it up. Node dot will actually start up as well. So it should be doing what it should be doing. So now let's add console.log. I guess it wouldn't be the best to have that inside of the ready because that's only going to fire once. But we'll console log the letter 2 on message. So we can do that. So as you can see, I just added that console log 2 at the end. But if I switch over and I send a message now, it didn't console log a 2 down here. So, and then I'll get into this a little bit more, but this is our message object. But as you can see, the 2 is not down there. So what I recommend and I personally suggest to everybody is do npm I or install -g for global and install nodemon. Nodemon monitors changes in files, and when you save a file, it will automatically restart the bot. So let's give it a try now with nodemon. So we can switch back over to Discord and type test. And look at that. 2 is there and our message object. So now, like I said, if we get rid of this now and save, it's going to restart and go back, go online. So if I type test again, look, 2 is gone. So that is just a simple feature that is really useful. It's personal preference. I'm actually going to kind of copy some of the code I have over from my other bot because I have it there. So my personal preference, I like to say if message.content.starts with, and then our prefix, which we have defined up here, global prefix is that. If the message.content starts with prefix, we're going to make a if statement. Inside of this if statement, we're going to say const args equals message.content.slice prefix.length. So this is in case you have a word as your prefix, because you could have something like bot and then your command. But we're going to then .trim, get rid of that part of the message, and then we're going to split, and then this is some regex. So if this does not make sense, what this is going to do is replace all, this is going to replace all spaces with it's going to create an array, and this array is going to be split up by each space within the sentence. So const command then is going to equal args.shift.2 And so that now should be our args and command. And so if you wanted to continue this and keep it simple within the index.js, like I said, we will be going in and doing command handlers, event handlers, all that stuff. But we could do if cmd equals, and then let's do testing. So if the command equals testing, we're going to return message.reply. You said testing. And then once again, this is just a little add-on feature just to give a sneak peek of what we'll be doing later. Then m.delete. And then this will have brackets inside, and we'll say timeout 7500. That's a standard thing I like to do. So what this is going to do is check if the message starts with our prefix. It's going to define our args and our command, and then it's going to test if our command, so if our message includes testing, or testing is the command where we're trying to run. So let's go ahead and save this and see if it works. So if we go ahead to Discord and type equal testing, so we got an error. So usually I would want to cut this out, but let's actually look through, because learning error handling is a big thing you need to learn when you're getting into development. So what we have here is an error that says const command args.shift.2 is not a function. Oh, you see what I did there? So I didn't even pick it up. I was missing the bracket or the parentheses there. So simple mistakes. Everyone makes simple mistakes when it's coding. And that's what's nice about debugging and learning how to debug, because it gives us right here. So I should have noticed it started at the 2 lowercase. That's where it was erroring out. So the shift probably was something there was something going wrong there. And I wasn't calling a function shift. I was just saying .shift, which doesn't exist. So let's go ahead and save this. And let's see now if this works. Equal testing. You said testing. And let's wait. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It was a little faster than I counted. But this is how a normal person would go about in setting up commands. So then you can do why did it do that? Else if cmd equal hello. Return message dot reply hello. Actually, we'll do hello period like that, because when you do a message.reply, it will say @ComicallyBad. I was going to say hello and then @user, but we don't even have to do that. And then let's do a dot then m.react, and let's find the Unicode for maybe a heart. heart. So red heart, let's copy that. So m.react heart, let's save it. We should be able to do now equal testing and you said testing, and it should delete the message any second now, deleted. So now if we do hello, at ComicallyBad hello, and add a reaction. So I know this is very simple. This is nowhere near what our bot is going to be. I promise we're going to be moving into many more advanced things. But if you watch this video and you like this layout and this is what works best for you, then maybe you can stick with this simplicity. But we are going to be moving into next handlers, because I think that's the best direction to go. I like to start right off the bat by making everything separated out and organized and clean. That's just how I like to make my workflow. Our commands will be toggleable on and off, so you can toggle commands on and off. And we are also going to be making a permission system, so users can have or not have permission to certain commands. So if I go ahead and take a look at add mod, you can see this is what our future layout will be looking like. So module.exports, the name is add mod, so that's the command, and we'll have aliases for it. It's going to be part of a category. It's going to have a description, and then permission level, and then a usage, and then our run function. And so just to show that my current bot is running, so I can do _help. And so you can see all the commands, and one cool thing I added just recently is if I add a stop emoji, it won't delete the message. I like to keep my chat clean. I like to delete messages. Usually like all of these equal testing, equal testing, equal testing. I like to delete those usually. And so why not? Why not? Because I mentioned it, we'll add it off by saying message.delete timeout 0. And I accidentally added something there. So just because I mentioned it, I'm going to do that. So if now I type equals testing, we should see it deleted the initial response message, or the initial call message, I should say, and then it did what the bot was supposed to do. Equal hello, deleted the hello message, and it responded with hello and added the reaction. So like I said, there's much to come. If you guys like this content, feel free to leave it a like. If you are interested in this series, please let me know in the comments, and you can even leave command suggestions. I prefer to wait a little bit on suggesting commands because I have quite a few commands, as you can see, lined up. And so we're going to be adding quite a few features to this. So, like I said, hope you guys enjoy. Hope this was informational. If you like my video, feel free to leave a like. If you like my content, feel free to subscribe. There will be much more to come with this. This is going to be a long series that I've been wanting to do for quite a while now. And as always, I'll catch you next time.